to quote Queen, who wants to live forever? Would you like to live forever, Corrigan?
No.
Nope.
Absolutely
Nor
not.
would I. Nor would I. Fraught with fucking pitfalls. You get to see your loved ones die. You get to see society crumble around you, and eventually, if you make it long enough, the fucking heat death of the solar system. So fuck that. Who would want to live forever?
Mm-mm.
Who do you think is funding? By and large, who do you think is responsible for funding anti-aging research? Not I don't mean like individuals, but
Okay, because I was going to say
as
Elon Musk.
you're close, right? Billionaires. You'll be fucking.
Yeah.
Imagine my shock. Billionaires are pouring loads of money into anti-aging research. Jeff Bezos, for example, Peter Thiel, have both founded a company called Unity Biotechnology, which is the most sinister sounding outfit.
It's as soon as you hear the name, you're like, that is straight out of a science fiction movie. That's the bad guys.
Yes, exactly. It's the bad guys. And, fuck. It's not, it's obviously only the super rich would want to prolong their own lives. What fucking hubris. Disgusting fucking hubris. But at least Unity Biotechnology, right? Which is a mouthful, and I'm not going to say it again.
Do it one more time.
Unity Biotechnology.
It's so easy. It took nothing to make you do it again. Your resolve is
very, very impressionable and easily led. But they in the landscape of the anti-aging billionaire fucking hedge fund prick game, right? They aren't the bad guys. It feels to me as though an outfit called Calico are the bad guys.
Okay.
I've got. The more I talk about this, you might understand why I'm starting to think of them as the bad guys. Founded around about 2013 by Larry Page, right, one of Google's old head honchos. Back in 2013, 2014, Larry Page pumped absolutely millions into Calico, which is a far more, sayable name. It's short for California Life Company.
Okay.
All right.
It's also the name of a ghost town in California.
Is it?
It is, yeah. It's a fun little spot.
Interesting. Very interesting. But now Calico are now a subsidiary of Alphabet, which is, of course, Google's parent company. But the thing is, what captures my imagination about Calico, and you have to use your imagination because they give you fuck all else to go on. Calico are secretive as fuck.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Hugely opaque. They barely communicate with others in their community, which has garnered them a reputation as being insular, as being secretive. They completely stonewall requests for information, not just from the press, not just from the online community, online publications, but also from elsewhere in the scientific community. They stay very, very, very much inward looking and say nothing about what they do, right?
So, like, if I were to look up what's the mission of Calico, what would it tell me? Or would it just not?
Okay.
What would I find?
Their online presence is PR. Just complete fucking press release fluff. They've got a website which speaks in very broad terms about their mission statement, vague descriptions of their anti-aging kind of R&D ambitions. Some descriptions of some of their departments. They lean very heavily towards yeast study, right? Studying cellular aging at a molecular level in yeast. All right.
All right. Yeah, sure. Why not?
They talk a lot about their work studying. Hey, this is an interesting species right here, the naked mole rat. You ever seen one of these lads?
Like in Kim Possible.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know about that.
Well, every American millennial is going like in Kim Possible right now.
All right. Well,
I do know what a naked mole rat is. Yeah, it looks like a penis with teeth.
Looks like a penis. Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. It looks like, the cock with teeth, or a ball bag, maybe a kind of an elongated, wrinkly ball bag with teeth. Now, the thing about the naked mole rat, which you may or may not know, those ugly fuckers live for a long time.
Do they?
Yes, they do. The naked mole rat has a life expectancy of around about 30 years.
Okay.
And what makes them very interesting, at least to Calico, is that for the huge majority of that 30 years, they hang on to their reproductive functions. They are very resistant to age-related diseases, cell degeneration, cancers. That shit just bounces right off them, and they carry on naked mole ratting right up until their death, around about 30 years. Now, Calico are all over those guys, or at least they are according to their website, right? Website talks about the yeast, talks about the naked mole rats. But that's all you'll get from the website.
Okay.
And when you consider how insular they are and how reluctant they are to engage with the community, and think about Google itself as a company, right? Google brings in the vast majority of Alphabet's revenue. You know, in the 90% of the revenue from Alphabet is generated by Google. And Google prides itself, at least publicly, on being all about democracy of information.
Right.
Think about Android, you know what I mean? It's open source. Google, you know, don't be evil, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Google claimed to be this huge open company, but that does not reflect in the behavior of Calico. They're a massive company with huge reserves of cash and some hugely high profile relationships with other businesses, right? They've got a partnership with a pharmaceuticals company called ABBV, which in January 21 was worth 200 billion.
Whoa.
Right? Huge company. So the Calico themselves have cash reserves with the estimates vary between 1.5 and 2.5 billion. 3 years after Calico joined forces with ABBV in 2014, they'd already burned through $1 billion.
On naked mole rats and
on
yeast?
Fucking yeast and naked mole rats. Give me a fucking break, lads.
Oh no.
So why so secretive? Why so goddamn secretive? You might be tempted to suggest that maybe it's just part of the culture of some of the people that they brought on board. I mean, one of the chairs of the company is a guy called Art Levinson, who's also chair of the board at Apple. So famously clandestine, famously secretive. Entire time, right? The entire time since 2014, 2013 that they've been a going concern, burning through cash. No communication with the wider scientific community, an ethos totally at odds with the rest of Alphabet's kind of corporate ethos. And in that entire time, there's been nothing tangible to show for what they're doing.
Right? Yeah. If they're burning through billions, at least 1 billion, you would think that there would be something we could see.
Yep. The closest thing they've come to bringing something actually to public is they're in phase 1 testing for a drug which is by all accounts there to treat solid tumors. Okay. And they're also, and this is really the light bulb for me. They're also a paper was published recently in Nature Online about how Calico is using AI, of course,
naturally
to predict genome folding from DNA sequencing, right? So looking at using all this mole rat fucking gubbins to work out exactly where aging occurs genetically in people.
Right.
So in the absence of any other evidence, I'm going to go ahead
oh boy,
and determine, I think they're the closest thing we've got to Weyland-Yutani.
Sure. I mean, that's where this whole thing has felt like it's going. Like, how do you not compare these?
Exactly. Like in Prometheus, when you had the guy and he's fucking old as fuck because he's been prolonging his own life. Right. That's what I feel is going on. I can't back this up. I can't. But
and they've made it so you absolutely can't. That's deliberate.
Exactly. But there's no smoke without fire, or the absence of smoke indicates that you might be causing a load of fires where I can't see them, mate. I think that's what's going on.
That was a little bit of a stretch.
I don't think so. Money, right? All of that money, all of that secrecy,
Yeah.
All of these fucking high profile lads working away behind closed doors, looking for the secrets of aging. This yeast shit, it's a smokescreen, mate.
Yeah. Come up with a better lie.
Yeah, exactly. At least give us some fucking credit, because Jack of all grades is going to fucking get you, lads. We're out there, mate. I've got the internet. I know what you're fucking up to. But you know what? Here's the thing, right? I don't hate it. I don't dislike the fact that we've got some sort of fucking Hank Scorpio-esque fucking cash-rich group of boffins beavering away on breaking aging. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Because as
I don't know, man. It just feels like eventually this goes to test on some unwitting like group of nobodies in society or something like that, you know, like or they make zombies, or you know, something goes wrong here and it affects the rest of us.
Well, as we know by now, right? I'm all about grabbing the popcorn and pulling up a front row seat for when really shit like that actually happens. So go for it, lads. I'll be there when you finally break cover and the shit hits the fan.
I hate it. I hate that. Hadrons colliding.
Exactly this. Accidentally come up with a black hole, make a human being that won't age. Just give me a bell when you do it, because I'm into it.